Welcome back, and welcome home. My name is Melissa, and I will be your multi-density cosmic tour guide today. Welcome to Soul Song. I'm coming to you from Sedona, Arizona areas, Jerome, Arizona, and we're going to talk about the energies, what's going on in the energies for the rest of 2024, and some planetary alignments, grid works, frequencies, what's going on. Specifically, we're going to talk about Pluto in Aquarius today because I have had many requests for many texts requests for understanding these planetary alignments. And so I stopped and started explaining some things to a friend of mine yesterday, and she said, "Is this bad?" I mean, she's been on TikTok and watching all the different psychics and healers and astrologers speak about Pluto and Aquarius, and so let's start with that. All of the planetary alignments and how they affect you, or me, or us, or them, or the entire collective, or the collective in different smaller bandwidth layers. Are kind of interesting. It's hard to put into words. So what's happening with the Pluto in Aquarius is, as we're coming into this new era, we're having many deaths and rebirths, awakenings, and shedding of the old skins and dark ages programs and systems. So it's still happening all these years. Pluto in Aquarius is Pluto is the planet of death, destruction, taxes, kind of surprise, mishaps and pain and suffering sometimes. But it's also overall kind of like a secretive scrubbing clean and deep dive into our energies, where we can figure out how the pieces really do fit. So what's going on, it's almost like, especially being in Aquarius for 20 years, we're coming into the age of Aquarius. And in that, the bandwidth layers, we're all being rebirthed, and that Christed energy is being purifying through each bandwidth layer. So the next 20 years in Aquarius, there will be a particular or many particular angles that the Plutonian energy will go into different energy systems, layers, grids, matrices, all the things in our reality and beyond. So it is going to help us connect. It's almost like strumming the guitar. So as you strum the guitar, you realize, oh, well, some of this is out of tune. So you turn the keys and tune up into precise tune. So that's what Pluto in Aquarius is going to do in different angles and different levels and different layers for us. So when she asked me about, what is this going on? And many psychics are saying this and this. And I'm like, I'm never on social media, hardly at all. I'm busy. I'm probably running around outside, having adventures. And, I just didn't know what she was talking about. So I tried to explain things. And as always, I start going into like quantum physics. So when I was a little girl, an angel came to me many times, and I was activated as a child. So she would tell me, explain to me in things like color, frequency, tone, sound, and quantum physics. So I'm just all about art, creativity, and things like that. And that was not, it was just weird. And so all the years, sometimes I'm just quiet when I start talking about the angles in layman's terms of the quantum physics that's going on in the energetic structure, molecular structure, cellular structure around us. And this just expands beyond. So she said, huh, is it good or bad? Because what you just described, like, I would just understand you just as much as if you were speaking Japanese. And I was thinking one of my favorite terms to like speak out is holy bonsai samurai. And I was like, I am speaking Japanese. Why are you not listening? It's all coming into divine order, and the Plutonian energy over the next 20 years will continue to illuminate and scrub away some of the fallen or inverted matrices, things that have been plugged in our belief systems, our medical systems, our financial systems. Everybody that's been calling me about the financial systems and the RVs and the things, and everything that we've ever known. So we've all been affected by dark energies, fallen entities, strongholds, inverted things, and we go all the way back to Cain and Abel, which would be the ultimate betrayal and sin, or the first biggest fall that led to all the other oppressions, suppressions, judgments, and prejudices, and hatreds, and sufferings that we've seen. Separation and division came from all of those sins, and we're just scrubbing it back throughout history, whether we know it or not, in these many different angles and layers of the universe as we know it, or our galaxy first, in many bandwidth layers. So that's what Pluto will bring us. And sometimes it's surprising and gross and awful, scary and painful, but it also will bring us to divine order. And that is, it's just written. So whether some of us will see some of it or not, I don't know, in the physical, I mean. But we are also answering the call, the pulse, the call, the pulse of our soul song. Comes from the very earth, and she is talking to us, saying, hello, get with it, stand up and live. And as we do that, we will bring back into wholeness and balance the very earth herself, as well as each one of us and the consciousness of humanity. So that's just a really basic way of saying it. But as we strum our guitars and our basses and our instruments and tune them in, we will be, how do you say it, like illuminating back those Plutonian energies into balance. And, you know, we wouldn't be scared of death, destruction, wars, underbelly things, taxes, if they were in balance, or truth, or, you know, not being misused in incorrect or imbalanced ways. We just came here to balance it out, right? Right, ground crew, right, starseeds. So I don't know. I have a list of predictions. As always, I've been doing that for almost 30 years now, about what might possibly be the most likely things to gather our attention, and as these shifts and rebalancing, rebalancing come into play in our physical world. So, you know, as we're kind of getting through the rest of 2024 and the rise of the light workers and the beautiful divine beings, the chosen are being, things are being rectified around all of the divine beings, and balance is being restored, and we are starting on the next level and next layers of standing stable and secure in the new era, heaven on earth, which is present. So that 5D is what some people would call it, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, many layers of densities make us up, each of us in the physical form, as well in our higher selves. And that goes for everything around us, the energies around us. And so as we continue to cleanse and clear and shut down portals, gateways that had access points to those lower frequencies, stuff that's way out of tune or inverted in our world. And we hold those higher, sacred, divine earth matrices or grids, the higher love, and the greatest good. If we hold those things in those higher frequency grids in ourselves, in our self-work, our inner child work, our shadow work, in our surroundings, our circumstances, personal circumstances, our relationships, our homes, our careers, our lives. And then we go steps further, our communities, our territories, our places that we reside. If we hold those frequencies, those higher love frequencies, truth will prevail and help us balance out and level up all the way to the bigger picture, up to the galactic cosmic layers and the divine soul song of all of us, of humanity, will continue to unfold in mysterious ways. You know who says God works in mysterious ways? Pretty much everybody we know has heard that or thought that. And that's true. So just know sometimes surprising things, hard things, because we're alive here on earth in physical form, will happen in our world, in the big picture, in our personal small pictures. And God is always with us. God cannot or would not separate or abandon us in any way, just as pretty much mostly our parents would never do that, or loved ones, our mates, our friends, our family would never do that either. And those things are coming down in through us with this Plutonian in Aquarius energy as well. The recognition that we are not separate from God's source creator. So it might be like, welcome back, my friends, to the show that never ends, is kind of what we need to say during these times. And the energies are actually quite beautiful. I'm seeing so many pieces of the rainbow bridges and the gateways and portals be rectified and healed, and the pieces, the access points to the darker, lower energies, including underground, underbelly things, tunnels, and all these things that we deem as conspiracy theories, or that we point out and judge in other people, like, oh, they believe in some, something, and those will be eliminated, because we are all one. So we're going to have a really slow motion feeling to us time of being shown unity consciousness and the new era. New Earth is here. We are in it. What pieces and parts of you need to come into tune and be tuned up into precise frequency in your divinity that is aligned in God's source creator? What you got? So there could be some yucky moments, look at the affairs of the big picture of the as we go through politics, and we know that there are wars going on still, thousands of years of the same wars, and separation. Those are to be undone and corrected and rectified, and the reckoning continues in this Pluto in Aquarius over the next 20 years. Consequently, we will continue to have more discernment as we continue to align over and over. Each healer, each psychic, each minister and teacher and connection that we have is also just as always known that each of us have a perspective or perception from our own shoes, and we need to stay in our lanes and listen, and we will recognize our soul tribes, our soul mates and families and divine counterparts more and more, and any of the blame or the ferocious dark activities will be seen for what it is more and more. I used to say many years ago, this is relevant because as a person that always could see the energy and the frequencies, and sometimes just there's nothing I could do or say. It's, we have free will. So being targeted in person, I remember a person that kept saying he wanted to be my boyfriend came over and he said something vile. I actually remember what he said. He said, "We're going to Kurt Cobain you." And I said, there are just gross entities. Like, as much as I, over many decades, have helped people remove energies, entities, wounds, tears, traumas, childhood trauma, past life trauma, generational line trauma and wounds, patterns and curses. He was just trying to, I don't know, there is a little grouping that focuses on me sometimes and commits some grotesque, horrifying, incomprehensible crimes of earth and spirit. And I said, when you do stuff like that, when you lie, cheat, and steal, when you try to harm another person, your energy, the dark beings, if you believe in dark beings or soulless, your energy expands and opens up so we can see right in. We're not like, And I made him mad. And so one thing that we have many decades, some of us energy workers and frequency healers have been learning about and reawakening, relearning, reawakening and remembering is the sacred knowledge of how we cleanse, clear, transmute, and use our alchemy, mystical superpowers to help balance things out. And of course can only, all the magicians and the alchemists and the can only go from the highest good. Otherwise there's an entanglement and it gets you in bindings and things like that with others that you don't want to be in and pulls you down. All of us have been there and are not perfect, but all of us have always known that we stand in that purified Christos or Christ energy and only ask for the highest good, not our will, but divine will be done. And so that's also going to be in the uncovering. It's also going to be recognized and remembered in the uncovering of things that we have possibly thought were incomprehensible, like the P. Diddy's and the Hollywood things, and just waiting for someone else to fix it while it was happening right in our face, to the ones we love, and things like that will be illuminated. And the darkness, the misuses of power that cause the seals, the attachments, the parasitical energies to continue to have power will be illuminated and also rectified. And many of the dark energies, or as a cosmic galactic starseed person that likes that kind of thing, many of the dark beings have been stopped or taken out of our energy fields and taken out. Access points are closed. We are going to continue that and keep pulling the inverted pieces of all of us, our consciousness, in many layers, many circumstances, many ways, levels, as I like to call bandwidth layers of the universe, band us back together as we're going to pull it back into wholeness, balance, and really be able to function from the true Akash, Halls of Amante. I don't like to remember all the specific words that someone else has or that we all, because just as we could say the archangels are, in different parts of the world and cultures, or different God, goddess, divine beings in different parts of the world have different names. They're perceived slightly differently with the same gifts, tools, knowledge, wisdom, and so those are all being balanced as well. So that's continuing in our books of life, or the Akash, which would be the higher frequency, non-tainted sacred garden Akashic records, and our tree of life. And that's what we're building, those foundations, and standing up in alignment, piece by piece, leaf by leaf on the trees, branch by branch, and continuing to strum the guitar or our harp and see what's out of tune, so that we can tune up and become who we came here to be, our image of a God. So thank you for being with me here today. Thank you for all the texts and the emails and the appointments and the calls and requests for me to do more videos and postings and take pictures. Love the sky and the pictures. Okay, so thank you so much with all of my heart, and I send out big love to all of you. Thank you, and welcome back, my friends, to the show that never ends.